I stand in the mirror and run a comb through my hair, brushing through it before bed. My mind cannot stop wandering to earlier, when James and I kissed on his bed, and the thought makes me giddy. My cheeks have been stained red, and my lip quivers as his lips haunt mine. I feel like a young girl, the one I never was. The girl that kissed a boy in the trees, then ran off to tell her friends about it. Only I has no friends here. There's James, then Gail and Teresa, Theodore, Will, Claire, my mother, Noah. Is it sad that I can list all of the people I've interacted with through these past few months? I need to find a friend, and not the kind of friends the girls at my pack used to have, always talking about each other, but a real friend. Obviously, Claire won't work, and Theodore probably finds me annoying. Gail and Teresa are lovely, but I need someone my age, preferably a girl, so we can be alone without James getting any ideas. I set down my brush and leave the bathroom, my robe tied tight to keep me warm. My bed looks the same comforter, same pillows, same scent, softness, and warmth, but my mind continues to drift to him. Do I want him here? Do I want him to sleep in my bed tonight? The night that he did was the best sleep of my life. It's not something completely new. We've done it before, so it's not too big of a deal, right? I walk down the hall softly, even though it is only us in the house at this time. I take a deep breath before knocking lightly on his door. Then I step back as if knocking on a stranger's front door. Crossing my arms, I wait for a few seconds until he opens one. Is something wrong? James asks, glancing down the hall. I peer behind me for a second, then look back. Oh, no, I was wondering if you maybe wanted to sleep with me? In my bed, I mean, like we did before? I internally curse at myself and swipe the blush from my cheek, pushing my hair behind my ear. If you want. I look up at James' somewhat amused face as he leans against the doorframe. Not knowing what to do, my blush deepens and I stand awkwardly, waiting for an answer. Okay, I say, wanting to run back to my room and hide. I'm just gonna go back and... No, he stops me. Of course I will. You're just so adorable when you ask. I swallow. Okay, well, I'll be there in a minute, he says, and I nod before walking away. I leave the door open a quarter of the way and scan over the room. Quickly, I pick up the decorative pillows and arrange them neatly at the base of the bed, swipe up my dirty shirt from the floor, and clear the nightstands of my empty glass and books and random things. I sit under the covers, my legs crossed, with a book in my hand, pretending to read. My eyes glance up at the door every 3 seconds until I hear him coming down the hall. My heart begins to race and the giddy feeling returns. James pushes the door open and comes inside, and I look up while closing the book. Hi, I say right away, then wonder why I'd done it. James walks to the other side of the bed. Hi, Ray. I watch as the beautiful man gets into my bed, and again, young Ray comes out to question. How did I get myself here? How is an alpha getting into my bed? James gets comfortable and I set my book on the nightstand, awkwardly scooting down and positioning myself. The first time we did this, I was drunk with exhaustion and saying whatever came to mind. And now I wish I could take a quick swig of something. I rest my head on my pillow and imagine the times when he'd come in here himself and sleep. It's like traveling back. Like I'm not here, and I get to witness this need of his. I'm enjoying this, asking him to do things I want to do, no longer scared of the backlash. I reach over to the lamp on the bedside table and turn it off, submerging us in darkness. James, I ask, remembering from earlier, can I get her next diary from the secret room? I hear him shift, feeling the bed move a bit. There's more? There's 2 more. His voice is soft, not threatening or powerful like an alpha's would be, the voice I had grown used to when I first came. I like this one better, the soothing one. I'll grab them for you in the morning. I'll leave them on your shelf. Are you leaving early? Yes, we're having a bit of trouble with the east border. There have been too many rogue sightings, so a few groups are going to search the area for camps. That doesn't sound safe, I murmur. We'll be fine. It's nothing to worry about. You'll wake me up then, before you go, I tell him. I want to say goodbye. It'll be early, Ray. You'll be tired. You'll wake me up. I hear him sigh. All right, James. Her scent seeps into me as my eyes wearily open. The sky is still dark, but the clock reads 5, so I peer over at Ray. She's grasping onto my arm, her hands holding tightly, and I fight with myself on moving her. I slowly pull away, sliding the pillow in its place, and she grabs onto it, shifting and moaning. Seeing Ray like this, so peaceful and pure, brings a guilty feeling to my stomach. I brush the hair from her face and bring the blanket up further, covering her arms. I close the shutters so the sun doesn't wake her, and I quietly leave the room. I know of my mistakes, and I will never forgive myself for them. Her happiness is all that matters, and I will do anything to make sure she feels accepted. Though, her talking with Claire worries me. Claire's feelings for me were far from love. She has been unstable ever since Ray arrived those months ago. It was wrong of me to push her away so abruptly, but her words began to worry me. She never held back when it came to sharing her opinion on Ray. The first night I told Claire that she was my mate, and immediately Claire tried to secure her position, talking about becoming Luna and how mates are overrated. I let her rant. I didn't care at the time. Once I'm ready to leave, I stop in the hall and look to her door. I drift over and check up on her, looking in to find her asleep still. Wanting to keep my promise, I quietly make my way to her and crouch down beside the bed. Her breathing is steady and soft, and I gently place my hand on her shoulder. Ray, I whisper, and she shifts. Ray rolls over, her eyes closed. Yes? I took her hair behind her ear, her skin warm and flushed. I cannot tell if she is fully awake, but I continue anyway. I'm leaving now, okay? Where? She mumbles and her eyes flutter open. To search for camps. Okay, be careful. I watch her for a moment before closing the door behind me. She is something of an angel, something from another world. My past will forever haunt me, my memories of her pain never to be erased. Ray. I find myself sleeping in, not waking up until noon. At first, I see the clock and think that it must be broken. But then, I head downstairs and Gail and Teresa greet me. Someone was tired, Gail says as I sit down with Teresa at the table. What time did you go to bed? A normal time, I say slowly, still waking up. I thought someone would wake me if I was still sleeping past 10. We would have, but Alpha Grant left a note to let you sleep. He said you needed rest. You do look well rested, Teresa chimes in. We all need to sleep in now and then. I nod and thank Gail as she places a plate in front of me. How long will they be searching for camps for? Usually all day. Why? Are they searching for camps? I nod again, taking a bite out of the sandwich. That's what James said. They're searching past the east border. Well, I'd assume he'd be back for dinner then. We continue chatting, and I decide to ask them if they know of any girls my age that may want to hang out sometime. At first, they give me a funny look. What? I ask. I'm serious. Gail straightens up. No, of course we know. Aren't you friends with that Theodore one? I shrug. I don't know. I want a friend that's a girl. Teresa grabs my attention. You know, all the young people go to the gathering. You can go to one and meet people, I'm sure. My niece goes to everyone. Oh yeah, I mutter, not so enthusiastic. Those don't really go well for me. What do you mean? All the kids just get together and dance and talk and do whatever you guys do now. How do I tell them that I'm not the average young person? Thinking about any gathering, my pack or here, makes me experience uncomfortable flashbacks. I can't say that I didn't give it a shot. Many shots at that. The gathering is just not for me. After lunch, I remember the dairies and check my shelf, but they aren't there. So I return to the hidden door. The bookshelf is moved against the wall beside the door, exposing the handle and outline. James must have moved it for me. Now that I think about it, I don't know how he'd find the diaries. He doesn't know where they are or what the others look like. I enter and bend down to the shelf underneath the window, placing the first diary in its slot and grabbing the other two. I close the door on my way out, but leave the shelf against the wall, not wanting to break anything in an attempt to move it all the way back. The first time I just scooted it forward a bit and squeezed through. So I turn for the hallway, but stop when an array of noises erupt from the other end of the house. I listen carefully and immediately make out the sounds to be voices, and not Gail's or Teresa's. Leaving the secret room behind, I venture out into the commotion. As I near the kitchen, I see Gail walking out and heading for the living room. "What in the world?" She starts but stops, and I hurry to her. "What is it?" I ask, coming up beside her, but promptly being swiped by the scene. 2 guards stand at the door, while another stands at the bottom of the stairs, while Will and another help James up the stairs. An unknown feeling grows in the pit of my stomach, but I don't know what it is. "What's going on?" I call to the guards, handing Gail the diaries while I hurry up the steps. "James?" Will looks back to me with James's arms slung over his shoulder. "There was an accident." "An accident?" I ask, growing impatient and worried. "What do you mean, James?" I trail behind them and slip past when they reach the top. First I see his face, then I see the blood. There is a cloth tied around his abdomen, soaked in blood. My eyes widen and my breathing speeds up. My head spins as I touch his face. "It's fine," he mutters. "I'm fine." Will snorts, amused. They turn to his bedroom, but I step in the way. "Put him in my room." "Ray, we—" "Do as she says," James cuts him off. "She's your Luna, for goddess's sake." I open the door for them, and the two set him on the bed. James winces as he lays back, and the blood begins to drip down his side. I climb up on the bed beside him, my heart racing. Without a thought, I grab my pajama shirt from beside me and place it on top of the blood-drenched cloth. "We have doctors on the way. We just have to control the bleeding," Will says. I glare up at him, not able to control my emotions. "What happened? What did you do to him? Look at him. He won't stop bleeding. What happened? Oh goddess, he's going to die." "I'm not going to die," James breathes out. "Shut up," I shout. I knew that stupid rogue hunting crap was a bad idea. We've done it before. I mean, it's nothing new. "I swear, Will." I seethe, and he backs away. "All of you are a bunch of idiots. My mate's going to die, and I'm going to kill all of you." "I'm not dying, Ray." James struggles again, and I peer down at him, my pressure on his wound growing. "You won't stop bleeding," I say, my eyes watering. "You won't stop bleeding. I don't know what to do." "Calm down." He brings his hand to my back. "The doctors are coming." "Will someone tell me what happened then?" "Damn, I don't even know," Will mutters. "These rogues just came out of nowhere. There wasn't even a chance of communication. They just attacked us." "How many were there?" I ask, running my hand through James's hair, needing to nurture him and smack him at the same time. 4 or 5. They went straight for James. They obviously knew he was an alpha. The animal inside of me is hurting. I am hurting. These feelings are not only physical, but mental as well. My mate is bleeding in my arms, and there is a similar gash in my heart. It's not the same as before, when he was with her. This feeling is pure sadness and anxiety. I continue to sit with him until 2 strangers come in with supplies. I look away when they remove the cloth, knowing that the feeling will only get worse if I watch. So I lay down beside him, distracting him. I play with his hair, stroke his cheek, and it all comes naturally. There is a calm, nursing side to this bond. It is not only heartbreak and intensity, it is making the pain go away. James may have abandoned me in my time of pain when he was that other man, but it doesn't make me pathetic to help him. Taking away someone's pain is a gift I will always cherish. And as I watch his eyes slowly close, I know that there is more to him, more than I am not seeing, more good. My eyes stay fixated on James as I lay beside him, the sun just beginning to rise through the shutters. After the doctors left, after they stitched him up, he stayed here and fell asleep, and he's been asleep since. James slept through the night seamlessly, and I assume he must be healing. Alpha blood heals at a quicker pace, but I didn't know he would be asleep for all of it. Part of me hoped for meaningful conversation as he rested in my bed. Pillow talk, something deep. The doctor said he would be back to normal in a day or two. I get out of bed and walk into the bathroom, shutting the door while I wake up and turn on the shower. I don't lock the door, and part of me gets a rush, but the other focuses on the fact that he'll be asleep for the day. Anyway, I step in and try to rekindle the flame, gathering up the excitement again. My hair sticks to my shoulders, and my fingers draw swirls on the fogged glass until I imagine him in here. Suddenly, my hands are acting as his, as they wrap around my torso, running slowly across my wet skin. I pretend my touch is his, and I immediately realize how dangerous this game is. My back touches the tiled wall as if it were his chest, and his hands creep upward. I close my eyes and take in the sensation of the water raining down on me. Dreaming. One of his hands runs down past my belly button, while the other holds me. I feel him touch me, and I pull away, not wanting to play anymore. I get out once I'm washed, and I get dressed in the bedroom in front of him as he sleeps. Then I make my way downstairs and into the kitchen for breakfast. I find Teresa here, but not Gail. She's not feeling well, Teresa explains. I'm sure she'll be back in a few days. Everyone's not feeling well, I comment. James will be back on his feet in a day or two. That's what the doctor said. Oh, good. He'll be resting all day then. I sigh. Yeah. I'm sure Will has everything under control. The doorbell rings and Teresa answers as I continue eating. Not expecting anyone exciting, I ignore the voices until the sound of footsteps going upstairs grab me, and Teresa comes back with an uneasy look on her face. Was it Will? I ask, curious. Teresa takes a seat. No, it wasn't. Well, who was it then? Theodore? A guard? It was his father, she says, and my heart jolts. He'd heard that there was an accident and that James was hurt. I told him it wasn't bad, and he went to see him. I place down my fork, not knowing what to do. His father doesn't know that I exist. Should I hide? Should I confront him with a lie? Should I confront him with the truth? My heart picks up pace, and I feel the need to stand up and move. I walk around the kitchen in circles, and Teresa watches me. What are you doing? She asks. Is he just here to see him? He's not staying, is he? I'm not sure, she says. Now sit down and tell me why you're acting like this. His father. He doesn't know about me, I confess. He doesn't know that James has a mate. Well, why don't you introduce yourself then? I'm sure he'd be happy to know. James said he wasn't a good man, that he didn't want him in my life for good reason, so I should wait until he wakes up. I'll just avoid his father and hope that he leaves in an hour or two. I think I should wait for James, I tell her. He'd want to be a part of it, I think. When I'm finished eating, I anxiously grab the diaries from where Gail left them in the living room and head into the closed-off room, moving quick so his father doesn't see me. I close the door behind me and sit in the small chair, opening a second years. January 7th, 1992. It has only been 2 days, but I am sure that I am pregnant. I can feel it. I can feel it inside of me. The changes. His child. When I had first decided that I was pregnant yesterday, I thought that I would have been happy, but I am only scared. I see her in my dreams, the moon goddess. She lurks towards me and digs her nails into my pregnant stomach. She claws at my skin. I sit in the library all day because it is the only place I feel safe. James comes in and tries to get me to leave, and I do for meals and bathing and sleep, but it is not enough for him. He yells at me because he is frustrated, because he cannot understand my fears. He holds me at night, and I tell him that I feel unsafe in his arms. I feel unsafe everywhere but in the library. Last night, he shouted that I should sleep in there, so I did. It was the best sleep I had gotten in weeks. It will be 5 months until I can hold my baby in my arms. It will be 5 months of hiding from her, but it is worth it. January 23rd, 1992. I am not pregnant. We had gone to see the doctor and he said, I am not pregnant. She will not let me be happy. She will not let me, but I will keep trying. January 28th, 1992. We had tried again last night, and James felt very distant during. It is as if he no longer takes joy in trying for children, and it makes me feel dirty. I feel whorish when I have to beg him to try with me, when he treats it as a job and not a pleasure. Afterward, I went into the bathroom and cried a little. I'm sure he could hear me, but he did not come in to check on me. I had stayed in the bathroom for an hour, and when I came out, he was asleep. So I went to the library and slept there. Teresa had dragged down a mattress and set it on the floor. It takes up most of the room, but it's comfortable for when I sleep. January 29th, 1992. Will you talk with me, diary? James won't. I close the diary when I hear footsteps, then silence, then the front door closing. Hesitantly, I leave the library and peek into the kitchen, then the living room to find Teresa. I ask her if it was his father leaving, and she says yes. She says that he's staying in the pack until James is better. Not waiting for another second, I hurry upstairs and into my bedroom. I'm not sure how alpha blood healing works, but I try to wake him up anyway. With a gentle hand, I tap and shake and call out softly, James, James, you have to wake up. He stirs, so I continue, needing help. James, please, I murmur, please wake up. It's your father, he's here. I don't know what to do. I don't know if he's dangerous or not. His brows furrow, his eyes squeezing. James, everything around me is dark, some unearthly darkness, blue and purple and fogged. I'm in the house, yet in some other universe, another dimension. Dust floats and covers, and I walk forward into the house as if a visitor. Through the windows is a deep night, and all the shutters are open, all curtains stuffed to the edge. There is no one here, no Teresa, or Gail, or Will, or... No, she's here. I can hear her. I can hear her soft nothings whisper from above me. Suddenly, a heavy worry weighs on my shoulders, drags down my heart and squeezes my lungs. My feet struggle to pick up, as if weights have been strapped to them, but I hurry for the stairs, her voice calling to me. She's saying my name, meeting me. The hallway is long and dark, and I fight my way towards the large gray doors, hearing her inside. She's scared. She doesn't know what to do. She's calling for me. My feet grow heavier, and I claw at the walls, forcing myself forward. I fall through the doors and stumble to the floor. So close. Her gentle cries echo in my mind, and I look to the bathroom door, a soft light leaking through the crack. Bringing myself to my feet, I push open the door and am blinded by brightness. I see her, Ray, in the tub. Her nakedness is drowned in the richness of her blood. Her head is thrown back, her neck bent over, her wrists submerged and emptied. Her dark hair pours over and dangles while some strands float on the surface. Her skin is pale, her face angel-like. I grab her and heave her from the tub, bringing her to the cold floor. She rests in my arms, her skin stained and cool. I close my eyes, squeezing, then open them, and there's light. James, you have to wake up. I open my eyes again, and she's there, leaning over me. Thank Goddess, she mutters. Your father's here. I don't know what to do. James? James, are you listening to me? I take in a quick breath and purse my head. Grateful that it's over, I grab Ray and pull her down to me, making sure that she's really here. What are you doing? She asks, laying beside me. I wrap my arms around her. Did you hear me at all? Your father? I missed you, I murmur into her hair. What do you mean? You haven't even been asleep for a day. Her eyes study for a moment, and I feel her relax. Where were you, Ray? James stays quiet, but doesn't let go. After a minute or two, I find myself closing my eyes. I know you're hurt, but I like you like this. He takes in a breath, and I let go of all my worries. And we lay together until Teresa calls for dinner. Setting down the diary, I look at the clock and see that it's almost time for dinner. Needing a break from Juliana's thoughts, I get up from my bed and make my way to the door, wanting to see if I can help Teresa prepare. Just as I reach for the door handle, it opens. I jump and notice James on the other side. Oh, hi. I was just going downstairs to help with dinner, I say, feeling my heart calm down. Sorry to scare you, he says, coming inside. But my father insists on helping with the pack until I'm fully healed. He wants to come over tonight so I can brief him on recent issues, so you can't be here. I nod slowly. So where will I go? Theodore's going to keep you busy until he leaves. The gathering is tonight, so I thought he could take you to that. It will only be for an hour or two. Okay. When should I be ready? When will he be here? James glances at the clock. 10 minutes. What, really? I mutter and immediately turn to the closet, digging for my signature gold dress. You didn't know earlier? No, this was all very last minute, James says, seeming quite rushed himself. I find the dress and close the closet door, saving as much time as possible. Quickly, I'll pull off my pajamas and slip on the dress, not bothering to turn on the light. I stumble in the darkness. Managing to zip it up halfway, I step out of the closet and turn my back to James. You have to zip me. I gather up my hair and hold it above my shoulders as he gently finishes the job. Before I can step away, he turns me around and his eyes wash over the gold fabric. I remember this, he murmurs. You were wearing this that night. It's kind of a tradition for me to wear it to gatherings now, I say lightly, trying to move on from the topic. James doesn't take his eyes off of me, and I feel my cheeks grow hot. His hand lingers on my arm. I was cold to you. I didn't even say anything. If it makes you feel better, I was clumsy and lame, I say, recalling my tripping and falling as my Luna called me from my hiding place in the trees. I looked like a total fool. You were beautiful. You are beautiful, Ray. I pause, feeling my chest grow tight. An uneasy, unpleasant feeling bubbles up inside of me, almost like a panic. Part of me doesn't like this. Part of me wants him to stop. Old Ray is being slapped in the face and she's ready to fight back, not willing to agree. My fingertips turn numb and I scrunch up my hands into fists, not sure what to say. He said I am beautiful. James said I am beautiful, and deep down I am begging him to shut it. I struggle. Theodore's going to be here any minute. I'd better go downstairs. I swipe a pair of shoes from the closet before hurrying past him and slipping out the door, though I know he is following me. As if I'm being chased, I rush down the steps and race to the foyer, nearly knocking over Teresa in the hall. Careful, Ray, she breathes out, and I glance back. Sorry. What's the hurry? Where are you off to? I stiffen as James reaches us. I'm going to a gathering. Theodore's taking her. James cuts in, explaining in depth. I'll be meeting with my father while she's gone. He still doesn't know about her? Teresa asks, which catches James by surprise. No, he doesn't. We're waiting for the right time, I improvise, covering for him. I think that was the door. I think he's here. I better go. I didn't hear anything, Teresa mutters. Well, I'll wait for him outside. I could use some fresh air. I back away and spin around, needing some time to think, but knowing that there will be no time for it while I'm surviving another gathering. I wish I could forget about my plans of productivity and lock myself in my room. Who needs a friend? I've been fine on my own. I've managed. Leaning against the wall outside, I close my eyes and listen to my surroundings, using the few seconds I have to calm down. Just as I feel my shoulders relaxing, the front door opens and James comes out. Was it something I said? Internally sighing, I shut my eyes again. No, nothing is wrong. I'm just waiting for Theodore. You should get ready for your father. I hear the door shut, but I know he's still here. Frustrated and overwhelmed, I give him a look, and not a nice one. This is it. This is when I push him away, because I don't know how to handle things. At least I can admit it to myself. I just want to be alone. I knew this wasn't going to be easy, getting over my past beliefs. Old Ray is still here, in that deep, dark crevice of my mind, and I can't just ask her to leave. It's hard not having a room to run to when I need to be alone, and it's even worse now that I have to attend another gathering with Theodore, a guy who probably hates me. At least I've learned to not run off into the woods anymore. Not unless I want to lay under a dead wolf. Ray, James Coos, ready to work the truth out of me. Will you at least tell me what I did? He only infuriates me more. Now what? I tell him that I don't want him to call me beautiful because I'm all screwed up? I pour out my past for him to dig through me? I'm supposed to be strong now, the alpha, the girl who doesn't get stepped all over. But how can I show him that if I toss in that I'm romantically crippled? How do I stay strong if I bring up my times of self-hatred and convincing of a life alone? I'll cry and he'll see that I'm weak, and all of this self-improvement will seem ridiculous. You didn't do anything, I mumble. I have a headache. Even now, even when I think I'm protecting myself, I feel guilty. How can I expect the truth from him if I can't even give it? Am I consciously burying myself? I can call this all off, he offers. I don't want to make you go out if you're not feeling well. Would you feel better if you went to bed for the night? It was so much easier to hate him before. No, don't do that. It's not that bad. Like you said, it's only for an hour or two. Okay, but if it gets worse, just tell Theodore and I'll send my father home. I look up at him, the guilty feeling growing. Okay. My eyes wander forward to see Theodore walking towards the house. He's dressed nice, and my mind shifts back to the gathering. I'll see you in a bit, all right? James says, sending me off. Okay. I glance back at the house, back at James as he stands at the door, watching us walk away. I follow Theodore to wherever the gathering is, and he doesn't say a word to me. Needing to be in a good mood for this, I try and lift the awkward silence. At least I'm going with the plans this time. I wait for his agreement, but he continues on. Hey, I'm sorry about what happened with Claire. I shouldn't have crossed that boundary. Theodore peers back, not showing much emotion. Well, she's going to be at the gathering, so let's try and keep a distance this time. I throw my head back, staring up at the moon as it ducks behind clouds. I swear, the moon goddess hates me. This may be one of the few things Juliana and I have in common. It takes a few more minutes to arrive at the building, one similar to where the gatherings were held at my own pack. As expected, the inside is cluttered with white tablecloths, glasses of wine, young people in sparkling dresses, everyone dolled up to look their best if meeting their future. Theodore scans the room before diving inside, and I jump in his splash, not wanting to handle this alone again. At least someone is here to keep me from the alcohol. Theodore is cautious, probably on the lookout for his sister, and I spot the very comforting table tucked in the back. Grabbing his arm, I lead him to the table, and he watches me as I take a needed seat. Don't you want to dance or converse or, I don't know, talk about the other girls or something? He sits down beside me, and I nearly laugh. No, Theodore. I have a specific way of handling these kinds of things. By not handling it? I scoff. Yes. Look, this just isn't my preferred pack activity. Dresses and talking and dancing and flirting and mates and all of it just isn't for me. Theodore leans back, looking quite curious. I thought you'd enjoy this, being the Luna and all. What do you mean? Well, every girl here dreams of being in your position. Most Lunas just walk around and greet people, rubbing it in their faces. I fight back a smile. That's terrible. He shrugs. After all their backstabbing, I'd take a victory lap. I give him an amused look. Hey, I can't stop Claire from rambling about her issues. Sometimes I overhear things. Well, I'm not very outgoing. Theodore scans over the crowd again. So what do you do at these things then? I shrug. Get drunk. It makes it all go by faster. A smile comes to his face, and I can't help but smile myself. He gets up and leans toward a man carrying a platter of glasses and grabs two. He sits back down and places one in front of me. Aren't you supposed to watch me and make sure I don't get myself into trouble? Theodore sighs and takes a sip. I trust you. Together, we sit back and swipe wine glasses and rant about stupid things like the gathering and finding mates and the plummet of expectations. After a bit, I ask, "So you haven't found your mate?" He shakes his head. "Not yet." "What if she's here?" He waves me off. "I would have known already. Maybe we should double check." I get up and force Theodore with me, abandoning our empty glasses and venturing off into the crowd. With our arms linked and with my newly gained courage, I approach a random group of girls. "Good evening. I'm your Luna, Ray East, and this is my personal guard, Theodore." I thought I'd come introduce myself to the pack members. One of the girls speaks up. "Wait, Alpha Grant found his mate?" The others look at me with judgmental eyes. "Yes," I carry on. "The only way by amusing myself." "It was a pleasure to meet you girls," I mutter, wanting to move on, and not even asking their names. I yank Theodore as I move on. "So it wasn't one of them?" "No," he laughs. "But maybe you should use an accent like you're British. I think they'd be even more intimidated." I roll my eyes and bring us to a new group, this time with boys in the mix. Hello. I even cough a little, and Theodore tries to escape, but I hold on to him. "I'd like to introduce myself as your Luna. Yes, Alpha Grant found his mate, and yes, it is me." I glance up at Theodore, and he shakes his head, telling me his mate isn't here. "Well, goodbye." We hurry off like two children, and I pull us towards more people, but Theodore holds back. "This is ridiculous." "No, I think it's working." "Oh, really?" he says dramatically and grabs another glass from a person walking by with a tray. "I don't think so." "One more." I smile, holding in my laughs, trying to be serious. "If she's not in this group, we'll stop." He sighs and drags me to the people. "Hello, I'd like to introduce myself as your..." I immediately stop when I look up and come in contact with Claire. Her eyes are wide and Theodore swiftly straightens up. "Oh, I didn't mean..." Before I can defend myself, I flinch as Claire lunges toward me and her drink splashes all over my dress, chest, neck, and face. I freeze and gape as I look over the red wine. "Claire," Theodore scolds. "Are you serious?" I breathe out fuming. "This, mixed with all of my wine, can't be good for me or her." "Who do you think you are?" Theodore grabs my arm, but I yank it away. "No, I don't think you understand, Claire. Forget Jane's, forget all of it. I am your Luna. Who do you think you are throwing your drink at your Luna?" Theodore pulls me back and Claire turns away with a glare, disappearing into the crowd. "She can't do that. I'm her Luna." Theodore brings me to the door, everyone's eyes glued to the scene. "Come on, we're leaving now." "She should leave, not me. Let go." "Theodore, let go of me." I walk on ahead through the trees as Theodore follows behind me. How would she do that in front of everyone? How can anyone take me seriously after seeing her pour a drink all over me? No one is going to respect me as their Luna now. I'm a joke. I mean, look at me. I grab my dress and frown at the giant red stain. I knew going to that stupid gathering was going to be a mistake. It always is. It was when I met James, too. I peer back at Theodore. How could you take me out and not her? She attacked me. "You're drunk, Ray. If you actually got hurt, I would be as good as dead." I roll my eyes and stumble along the path, tripping over rocks. I'm never going to another gathering again. Never. Can we even go back? Or is his father still there? We went at the gathering for, 3 hours. He should be gone. I stop and look back at him again. 3 hours? How? You were busy drinking. I groan. Stop acting like I'm the only one who made a fool out of myself. Theodore catches up and I walk along beside him. No, I know I made a fool of myself. I just need to sober up before bringing you back, or Alpha Grant is going to kill me. It would be best if he didn't know that I drank as well. Once we're at the front steps, Theodore lightly slaps his cheeks a few times before walking up and ringing the doorbell. He stands straight while I tiredly heave myself up each step. James is quick to answer. "You're back later than expected," he says right off the bat and looks down to me. "Is she drunk?" Theodore clears his throat. She had a few drinks at the gathering. I give him a look before moving past James and going into the house. I hear James mutter a few words to Theodore before shutting the door and turning to me. "What's all over your dress? Wine?" I look down at my dress and thumb the fabric, the wine already dry. Yes, Claire threw her drink at me in front of everyone. I'm going to shower now. James follows me up the steps, asking a million questions. What do you mean she threw her drink at you? Why did she do that? What did you do? Did she try to hurt you? I walk into my bedroom, my head spinning, and I try to unzip my dress. James cuts my struggling short and unzips it for me, and I shrug it off right in front of him before locking myself in the bathroom. I hear him say something in a hushed tone as I avoid the mirror and head straight into the shower. With my underwear on, I lift up the handle and drench myself in freezing water, my skin turning blue. Lazily, I pull off my remaining clothes and toss them into the bathtub before shutting the door and bringing myself to the shower floor. Stray tears roll down my cheeks, and I curse before turning the water temperature up, not able to take the cold any longer. As I settle back down in the corner of the shower, I bump my head on the wall as I look up, triggering more tears to fall. I nurse the spot as the wine from my skin washes off and drains away. Never have I felt so stupid, so embarrassed. I was an idiot in front of everyone who's supposed to respect me. I reach up and grab my razor from the soap holder, thinking about Juliana. I remember her talking about being too afraid to do it in the bath. I remember finding her razor under the sink. Did she die in the bath? Did she do it? James told me that she killed herself, but not how. The blade was missing, so I can only assume. I sigh and move to set my razor down, my thumb accidentally running over the blade. I drop the razor and scrunch my hand into a fist, locking my thumb inside. While biting down, I open my hand and examine the cut. Blood runs down my finger, and it feels as if the skin is open in a flap. I run it under the water and study my wrinkled skin, getting a better look at it. It makes me uneasy, so I turn off the water and step out, drying myself off with my thumb wrapped in tissues. Wondering if James is still in the bedroom, I call out for him. Yes, he answers. Can you grab me clothes? I ask, leaning against the door wrapped in a towel. He doesn't respond, but I hear shuffling. I peek out and take the clothes from him, my face red and puffy-eyed. I quickly close the door before he can get a good look, and I pull on the pajamas, finding it difficult with my poorly wrapped finger. After I swiftly fan my eyes and replace the soaked tissues, I hesitantly leave the bathroom. James is sitting on the bed, clearly waiting for me. His eyes shoot up when he sees me walk out, and I want to shrink and disappear. Dodging a conversation about my stained dress, I lift up my sliced finger. I think I need a Band-Aid. I keep bleeding through. I near him and show him the wound, removing the bloody tissue. How did you do this? He asks, placing the tissue back on and taking me downstairs. I accidentally cut it on my razor, I explain, holding my thumb close to my chest as we enter the kitchen. James opens up the medicine cabinet and takes out a small box of Band-Aids. He grabs one and tears open the paper before handing it to me. Accidentally? Yes, I murmur, while wrapping it around my thumb, tight enough to hopefully seal the cut. Why would I have done it on purpose? My eyes find his and I see his uncertainty. The kitchen is dimly lit by the hallway light, and his face is drinking it up. I didn't mean it like that. But you did, I accuse him, our voices staying low, even though we are the only ones in the house. I told you that I am nothing like your mother, not like that, okay? Don't worry about such things. James nods and closes the cabinet. Okay, I'm sorry. I don't want you to think like that. He brings his hand up to my face, brushing my wet hair out of the way. Then I won't. Did your father say something about it? About you not needing a mate? I don't want him getting into your head. He didn't, and he's not. I couldn't believe him even if he did. I know that I need you, Ray. I look up at him, my eyes directly into his. Good. This newly revealed need seems to swell and fill the room, and James asks, Do you need me, Ray? An odd excitement flourishes inside of me. I know if I say it, I'll be starting something that I won't be coming back from. Do I want to engulf myself in him? Do I want to drown in his everything? Do I want to give in like my body has been dying to? Yes, I do. I need you, James. He takes in a breath that seems to fuel his whole body, and I watch like a child playing with fire. He leans down and brings his lips to mine, his hand on my back, bringing me closer. A sensation makes me question why I had stopped last time, how I stalked. With each second we venture deeper, and I know deep down that I don't want it to end. I want to feel the depths and visit over and over again. The kiss only becomes more intense, and I rely on my natural instinct as we cross our last boundary. His hand on my back simply brings up my shirt a bit, giving me the pleasure of his skin on mine. His hand presses against me, and the excitement flourishes even more. Then comes the hints of self-consciousness, the worries of Claire and old Ray and old thoughts about myself. Here comes the reality of what I am leading to. But I want it all to go away. I beg it all to go away. I have a gorgeous, intimidating, intense, and changed man for a mate who I need and who needs me, and that's all I want. That's all I want to think about. I don't need old Ray ruining this for me. James needs me, not her. That's all. If I want an experience without my anxious, sad self, then I will have it. I deserve it. His touch is enough to distract me. I gently pull away, and he begins to leave soft kisses down my jaw and onto my neck, which makes my heart race. James, I murmur, high off of my emotions. James, I need you. I know, he mumbles against my skin, but I need him to take me more seriously. No, James, I want you. He pulls away, leaving me cold. You've been drinking. I've never been more sober. I smile just thinking about it, and I reach out to him. But he steps back, catching me off guard. No, Ray, not tonight. My heart plummets to the ground. My entire body tenses and falls and weighs me down. An intense numbness spreads throughout me, and a deep, encumbering panic suffocates me. I can't breathe. I can't think. My throat seems to swell shut, and I pray to the heavens that the tears welling in my eyes don't fall. It is my worst nightmare come to life. All I can hear is my heart beating in my ears. My chest hurts. It feels as if it's caving in. Oh, I managed to breathe out. Okay. Ray? No, it's fine. I'm going to go to bed. I walk into the light of the hallway, before rushing up into the darkness of my room, shutting off all of the lights, except for the single lamp beside my bed. I lock the door and let the tears fall, and they don't seem to stop. It's humiliation. It's my most personal fear. It's old Ray squeezing my throat and Claire laughing in my face. It's my mother telling me that I am a terrible Luna, and Noah amused that I'm mated to an alpha. It's being thrown to the dogs. It's listening to him fuck another woman for 3 weeks. It's laying under a dead wolf and relating to a dead woman. It's having a drink thrown in my face and being yelled at to get out. It's drinking the pain away. It's never being her. It's not being able to live like this. It's being told that I'm not wanted. He grabbed me and pushed me against a wall to yell in my face that he doesn't want me. That's what this is. That's what this feels like. My heart vibrates in my chest, my whole body shaking. My hands cling to everything just to keep myself standing. Then I see the bathroom door. I float towards it like a ghost, like I no longer need to breathe. There's something romantic about it, about my hand pushing it open, about my bare feet on the tile floor, about the bathtub. I bite my lip as my eyes trickle down to the shower floor where my razor lays. I take it and caress it and hold it with care before bending the plastic. Something ignites inside of me when the snapping hits my ears. I can't help but smile as tears slip past my lips. Then I lower myself into the empty tub and I lay back, gripping the single blade in between my two fingers. Then I dream. I dream of what I couldn't have here, but what I can have there. He needs you, Ray, I whisper to myself. Don't you know that? He told you that he needs you. I bring the blade to my skin, not knowing what I'll do. I stare at it for a minute before the knocking comes to my door. Ray, he calls for me. Ray, please open the door. Can we talk? No, I yell back, my hand shaking. No, I want to be alone. Please just open the door. Just leave me alone, James. I squeeze my eyes shut. Ray, no, open the door right now, he demands, his voice growing serious. Go away, can't you just leave me alone for 2 seconds? I take the blade from my skin, losing focus. Open the door right now or I'm breaking it down, he threatens. Do you hear me, Ray? Open the damn door. I groan loudly, jumping when I hear him banging on the door. I scramble up, drop the blade, and hurry to the bathroom door. The bedroom door hits the floor and I push the bathroom door shut, but not fast enough. James forces it open and gets inside. He scans the room and I blurt, I wasn't going to do it. His eyes single in on the tub and my heart stops. He reaches down and grabs the blade, then grabs the broken razor from the counter. I wasn't going to do it. He turns to me as I break down and he grabs my arm, forcing me out of the room. James brings me down the hall into his bedroom and lets go as he enters his bathroom. He comes out with another razor in his hand, then walks out his bedroom doors. I fall to the floor and cry into my hands, not sure what to do anymore. Everything feels like a dream, and I don't know how to wake up. James returns and closes the doors behind him. He picks me up from the ground and wraps his arms around me, his hand rubbing my back. Come on, he murmurs and leads me to the bed. He pulls back the covers and I get in, moving over for him to lay beside me. He holds me and strokes my hair, while tears fall onto the pillows. I wasn't going to do it. James took the diaries from my bedroom. He said I can't read them anymore. He put them in the library and locked the door and moved the shelf in front of it and told me to stay away. He said he was going to call the doctor, but I begged him not to. I told him that if he did, I would leave. I was emotional at the time. I still have my books and my music and my mother, and I talk to her every night now. I don't care about our disagreements anymore. She doesn't know about what I did, though. If she did, she would drag me back home. I eat all of my meals with James or Gail and Teresa. I assume he told them so they can keep an eye on me. I shower with the door open, and one of them sits in my bedroom as I do so. If I want to shave, they fetch a razor. One of them is always in the kitchen. They don't talk about sad things anymore, only positive things. I want them to stop. James spends more time with me now, and his father hasn't left. James told his father about me and didn't tell me how he reacted. His father helps with the pack a bit, working while James is with me. I feel like I'm holding him back. I feel guilty, but I do enjoy spending time with him. It's the only good thing coming out of this. He stays in the mornings. I wake up with him. Good morning, I hear him mumble as he shifts and rolls over, facing me. I'm always awake before him. The sun is just beginning to rise and the walls are coated in warmth. His hair is messy, and I comb through it with my fingers. Good morning. How are you feeling today? Better, I tell him honestly. Ever since I stopped reading the diaries, I've been feeling better. Good, he says, moving to get up, but I grab onto him. Not yet. I like these moments. James settles back down. Well, we can talk about my father coming for dinner then. He wants to meet you. What? He wants to meet me? I thought he was upset when he found out about me. He was at first, but I think he's warming up to the idea. I think it's a good sign. Maybe he's changed, James says. But until I know for sure, I'm going to be cautious. I don't want him around you if he's going to snap. Snap? I question. James shrugs it off. Don't worry about it. I don't want you worrying about anything, okay? I nod and settle back down. So he's coming tonight then? If it's all right with you. I mean, of course, I want to meet him too, I say, curious about this man who holds such an unclear reputation. I'll have to see for myself. Later in the day, when James has left the house, I find myself in my bedroom alone, laying on my bed. Since that night, I've been trying to understand myself, trying to figure out how my mind went in the wrong direction so quickly. Maybe it was the diaries. Juliana's thoughts must have gotten to me. Reading so much of that and rekindling an old fear wasn't a good mix. That version of myself, that girl in the bathtub, scares me. It was the darkest place I've ever been, and yet I can't figure out how it happened in only a flash. When I was younger, my episodes lasted weeks at a time. Just when I was back home, my head wasn't in a good place. It was a steady descent down. But this time, it was different. I was at a peak. I was the all-powerful Luna, the girl they wanted to be, the girl who laughs and kisses boys. I was willing to go there with James. Then, it was a free fall down. I was pushed off a cliff and drowned in the depths of the ocean. There was no steady descent. I'm scared of falling off again. I don't know what will happen if there's a next time. I told myself that I wasn't like his mother, and I know I'm not. I know it. Her diary is toxic. There was a difference between Sad Ray when James was cold to me and Sad Ray when I sat in the bathtub. I know the first one. I've been here many times in my life, but I don't know the second one. She's a stranger to me. She's a different form of depression that didn't feel like my own. I sound like Juliana, blaming my problems on something that's not really here, but it makes sense to me. If I immerse myself in the mind of a sick person, I will become sick too. Later in the night, anticipating Jane's father's arrival, I sit on my bathroom counter while brushing my hair, my back against the mirror. Teresa forgot to take the razor away from me after my shower, so I gave it back to her. She smiled and hugged me as if I had taken some big step to health. Either way, it felt nice to be hugged. James should be getting back any minute now to get ready for dinner, and I'm excited to see him. I wish our bond hasn't strengthened because my plummet off of the cliff, but I feel close to him. My mind hasn't changed about being with him in a very intimate way, but I haven't brought it up. I don't know how tempting I am while being treated like a mental patient. If I asked, I may be toned down again, and that only makes me angry. He should be asking me. He said he needs me, and I assume in many different ways, and I know one of them is that way. I'm his mate. Of course he wants to be with me, but he doesn't act like it. I know it's because he thinks I'm in a fragile state, so I'm not going to push it. I don't feel fragile. I feel fine. I want to tell him that, but I don't think he'd believe me. After trusting that I'd never do such a thing, I don't expect him to. Running the brush through my hair, I cross my legs and sigh. I shall forever be the unmated Luna. Sliding off of the counter, I leave the bathroom and turn to my closet, needing to get dressed. Taking off the robe, I put on underwear and search for something dinner-like. I've never had much luck with dressing for dinner, and I don't want to wear pajamas when meeting his father, so I take the time to look without getting overwhelmed. While I'm trying a few things on, James comes in, and I walk out of the closet to greet him as he sits down. He sits on the bed and falls back, looking tired. "Was it a rough day?" I ask, climbing up on the bed. I scoot in the way, and he lifts his head up, resting it on my lap. He closes his eyes. "It wasn't that bad." "So you just missed me then?" He peers up at me. "Is it that obvious?" "Yes," I play along, not really knowing if he missed me. "Are you going to get ready?" "I would rather stay here," he says, relaxing as I play with his hair. We stay like this for a little while, forgetting about dinner and dressing ourselves and making a good impression. I lean against the headboard and look ahead, taking my eyes off of him as he continues to rest in my lap. "I really am feeling better," I say, and he shifts. "I know, you told me this morning. I'm glad you are." My hands stop moving. "But I really am. I just don't want you to worry about me so much." Now that I've stopped reading the diaries, I feel like myself again and I don't need people watching me. I don't need to be babied. James sits up, turning around to face me. Ray, it's only been a week since that night. And I'm already back to normal. That should be a good thing. He sighs. What you did, it's not like a cold that goes away in a few days. I said I wouldn't call the doctor, so please don't try to rush things. You're feeling better. That's all that matters. Fine, I murmur and get off the bed, submerging myself back into the closet. He'll probably be here any minute, so go get ready. James leans into the closet before leaving, watching as I shuffle through things. You know I'm only doing this because I care about you, Ray. I know. I pull on a nice pair of pants and a cozy, welcoming sweater, something my mother might wear, before heading downstairs to help set the table. Gail and Teresa smile and chat as I carry plates and silverware into the dining room, setting everything at the 3 spots. James up ahead of the table, me to the right, and his father to the left, if everything goes as planned in my head. I bring a glass pitcher of water and 3 glasses out to the table as James comes down. My eyes follow him as he nears the foyer, water pouring sloppily. I quickly wipe it up as I hear the door open, a new voice hardly reaching my ears. Gail comes in and takes over, telling me to go and introduce myself. I stall for a moment, straightening a fork or two, and bringing the dish towel used to wipe up stray drops of water back into the kitchen. Teresa takes it and leads me out of the kitchen, abandoning me in the hallway. I can see glimpses of them at the very end. James' father's scent is similar to his, and I wonder if that's an alpha thing. As they drift into the house, I have no other choice but to walk forward into the unknown. The 2 head down the hall and come to me like a stop sign. James smiles when he sees me, and his father studies me while I do the same. It is a brief moment, but their similarities creep up my arms and grab me. His father looks like he could be a brother, only older. They have the same nose, and eyes, and jaw. And the more I look, the more I feel like I'm looking into the future. Though their eyes are similar, something about his father's makes me squeamish, like a large needle nearing my arm. Father, this is Ray East, my mate, James says, but I'm too engrossed in the weird feelings to act in the moment. His father holds out his hand. Hello, Ray.